Unclench your jaw. Unfurrow your brow. Sit up a little bit taller. Allow your hips to be a little bit heavier. This is our first attempt or effort at intentionally grounding, making your hips heavier, feeling them solid and firm in the ground, so that you feel very connected to the space beneath you. You feel very solid and present in the space that you're in. Keep that sensation of being present and aware. Exhale your breath all the way out. Breathe in through your nostrils, please, and take a deep breath in. Open your mouth and exhale, let it go, nice and slow. Again, in through your nose. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. Again, keeping the hips heavy, hips pressing down into the mat. Stretch your arms up over your head, please. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands together at your heart. Exhale and side out, let it go. Palms are together. Bring your thumbs right to the center of your chest. Gently press the palms together so that the elbows are extending away from each other. Our next attempt at grounding, our next kind of tool to practice grounding is our breath. The breath is really great because it has the dual effect of helping us with energizing as well. So it's sort of the bridge of connection between being grounded and then moving with that foundation into action. So let's remember that our breath has this ability to draw in. We draw in, we're moving inward, we're more in tune with what we're feeling and what we're experiencing. It's a way for us to connect to the present moment, all ways to be grounded. In through your nose, please. Fill up. Keep your lips sealed. Breathe out through the nose. Now exhale. Can you create a little bit more sound with your breath? Breathe in through your nose. Move the breath down through the back of the throat so your vocal cords vibrate. Move the breath to the back of the throat and breathe out through your nose, creating sound as you exhale. A couple more times on your own, in through your nose and out through your nose. See if you can make that sound, that quality of sound in the breath even louder, so that it sounds like the distant sound of the ocean, sort of filling up the space around you. And this is the breath we're going to end up using throughout our whole practice. It's called an Ujjayi breath. It's a heated breathing practice. It's very intentional. It allows for heat to be built through the body from the inside, which is a reflection of the ability of our breath to be grounding. Right? If we were moving the body in space and getting more from that, that would be energizing. So give you an opposite sense of action. So let's take one more breath together. In through the nose, make some sound, build some heat. Out through your nose, let it go. Let's get right into some movements. You can go ahead and come forward now onto your hands and knees, please. Coming onto your hands and knees, your hands are more or less going to be under your shoulders and knees more or less underneath your hips. You can modify to be more comfortable, make some adjustments. More or less, this is where you're looking to be. With your fingers spread nice and wide underneath your shoulders, please make some circles around your wrists. Circle in one direction a few times. Circle to your right, let's say. Circling around the wrists. 3, 2, and 1. Now circle to your left. Same thing, pressing down to the hands, circle left. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, pause. Reach your left arm out towards your left, please. Stretch out to the left with your left fingertips. Reach your left arm underneath you and out towards the right. And come all the way down onto the back of your left shoulder. Lower your head to the ground, landing on your left temple. Very nice. Good. Gina, you might be able to scooch forward just a little bit more for more comfort too. Reach out through your left fingertips and press your hips back in space so that you can feel the sensation of your hips over your knees. Reach out through your left fingertips so that you're twisting now into the spine. For a little bit more of a stretch, walk your right hand towards the top of the mat. You might not need to do this. You could be feeling a good enough stretch as is where you are. And if you want just a slightly deeper stretch, walk your right fingers towards the top of the mat. Think about moving your right hip back in space just a little bit. Right hip pulls back towards the back of your mat. Move both of your hips over to the left a little bit. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Maybe you're deepening your twist, turning your nose up towards the sky, right up underneath your right arm. 1 more breath. Slowly start to unwind. If your right arm is reaching forward, bring your right hand back down, right underneath your right shoulder. Push down into your right hand and sweep your left arm all the way back up to the sky. Left arm goes up, reach up your fingertips. Place the left hand down on the ground. Let's do the same thing going to the other side. Reach your right arm out to the right, please. Thread the right arm underneath you. Just like before, lean forward a little bit and lower down onto your right shoulder, down onto the right side of your head. Take a few breaths here. Reach through your right fingertips and roll your right side, your left side back a little bit. The sensation you want is the feeling of a twist in the spine, in the torso. Feels like your belly button is turning towards the left side of your mat. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper here, walk your left fingertips to the top of the mat or beyond it. Get a little more length to your left side. Tack your left hip back. Move your hips a little bit over towards your right. You should feel as though your hips are right over your knees. Take 2 more breaths as you maybe deepen your twist. Turning the nose up towards the ceiling, turning your chest over towards the left. 1 last breath. So nice, everyone. Start to unwind. Bring your left hand back underneath your left shoulder if it's extended out. Push down and open your right arm up to the sky, please. Reach up to your right fingertips. Place your right hand back down onto the ground. Right, very nice work. Go ahead and take your knees about as wide as the mat, please. Bring your toes together and move your hips back to your heels. Child's pose. Extend out through your arms. Reach out through your fingertips. Let your forehead rest on the ground. You can actually press through your fingertips so that your hips are pressing back towards your heels. Makes it a little bit more active. Let's walk both of our hands over towards the right side of your mat, maybe even a little bit beyond. To deepen this stretch, you can stack your left hand on top of your right hand. Make your left side a little bit longer. Forehead is still down on the ground. You're not twisting or turning your chest up. In fact, your chest and belly are still turning down at the ground, facing down at the ground. But you're looking to create a little more length through the left side of your body. So once again, tack your left hip back a little bit. Press your left hip towards your left heel. And breathe full and big breaths into the left side of your ribs. In through your nose and out through your nose. A couple more breaths. All right, walk your hands now back over through the center and over to the right side, keeping your forehead down, keeping your chest and stomach facing the ground. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, right hand can stack on top of the left hand, or it can just continue to sit side by side. The further you go to the left, most likely the bigger the stretch you'll get. But you don't need to find your deepest stretch here. Focus on breathing a little deeper and fuller, creating more awareness into this sensation. Right hip is moving back towards your right heel. Right side body feels really long. Deep breaths into the right rib cage. Expand on the inhale. Contract on the exhale, breathing through your nostrils. Keep moving your hips back so that you're not leaning forward. Keep reaching out through your fingertips. Last breath. Good, Barbara. Good, Ginny. Nice, my friends. Walk your hands back through the center, right back down to the center. And now walk your hands in so that you're coming up to seated on your feet. Your knees might be a little bit wide. If you need to adjust so that you're in a more comfortable seated position, you can take your legs out in front of you or out to the side. But if you can, you're sitting back onto your heels, your knees are bent. This is called full flexion of the knee, and we'll move into it more as we go. Interlace your hands behind your back, please. Squeeze your palms together behind your back and stretch down through your knuckles towards the ground behind you. Maybe start to move your thumbs away from your back body so that the knuckles are extending away from you. Lift into your chest a little bit. Just 3 breaths here. Release the clasp of your hands, please. Walk your hands forward again. Let's take our time and make our way onto our backs, everybody. We're going to come down onto our backs. All right, headed into some big stretches. Grab a hold of your strap or your towel or your tie or whatever that you have available to you and lie down on your back. Stretch your arms over your head. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Big breath in. Stretch through your fingertips. Stretch through your toes. Exhale. Please bring your right knee into your chest. Grab a hold of your right shin with both of your hands. And just gently squeeze your right leg in towards your body. Make a few circles with your right ankle. Most of the time we spend in our day-to-day lives on our feet. And our feet are a great place to practice being grounded. It's the most of the time our foundation. So when we have more awareness in our feet, when we can ground with intention into our feet, it allows for a much stronger structure, better balance, greater expansion. Right? Pause. Go ahead and Point your toes, flex your toes. Point your toes. You're still hugging your knee into your chest. Flex your toes. One more time. The toes stretch away from you, point away from you. And then flex your toes. The toes curl towards your knee, towards you. Place your right foot flat on the ground. Right foot comes down flat on the ground. Move your right knee out wide to the right. So now your right knee is just going to fall open to the right side. Your left leg is still stretching out in front of you, and your right knee is falling open to the right. Place your right hand onto your right thigh and just gently press down so that you can feel a little bit more of a stretch in the inner right thigh and outer right hand. Couple of breaths here. You're looking to create a sensation that doesn't involve too much force, that feels comfortably uncomfortable, comfortably challenging. One more breath. Pressing gently down into the right thigh. Let's lift the right knee back up and stretch it back out in front of you. Bring your left knee into your chest, please. Grab your left shin with your hands and squeeze your left thigh in towards your ribs, in towards your chest. And keep your head back and your shoulders back. We're going to roll out the ankle a few times again. The left ankle, just making some circles, toes, foot going around in circles a few times. If you want to switch directions, you can switch the other way if that makes any sense. We'll keep moving the ankle in circles, remembering that our feet do a lot of the work for holding us up and keeping us balanced, showing some intention and attention into this essential part of our balance. Hold it, point your toes. Toes move away from you, but you're still holding your knee in your chest. Flex your toes. Curl your toes towards your knee. Point your toes. Flex your toes. One more time, point and flex. Place your left foot flat on the ground so that your knee is pointing up to the ceiling. Now move your left knee open to your left and bring your left hand to your left thigh. Press down gently. Head back and shoulders back. Gently pressing down to the left thigh and breathing deep, full breaths. The goal here is to create a sensation. You want to feel the stretch that you're creating. It shouldn't be painful. It shouldn't be stressful. Maybe inviting a little bit more press down. And we'll lift the left knee back up, stretch the left leg out in front of you. And again, stretch your arms over your head, stretch your legs out in front of you. Big breath in. Please bring your right knee into your chest. Right knee into your chest. Give it a good squeeze. This time you're going to interlace your hands behind your right thigh. The fingers are going to interlace. You're placing your hands right behind your right thigh. Good. Extend your right leg straight up to the sky. Push your right heel up to the ceiling as if you were about to stand on the ceiling with your right foot. Press up to your right heel. Bend your right knee again. Squeeze your heel towards your bum. Keep your hands where they are. Let's go again. Right heel presses up to the sky. Push through your heel. Right knee bends. Squeeze heel to bum. We'll do that 3 more times. Right leg extends. Press your heel up to the sky. Right leg bends, squeeze your heel in. Right leg extends, press your heel up to the sky. Right leg bends, squeeze it in. One more time. Right leg extends, press it up. And right leg bends, squeeze it in. All right, friends, grab a hold of your strap. Actually, no, let's do the other side first. Stretch your right leg out. Bring your left knee into your chest. Give it a good little squeeze. Interlace the hands behind your left leg, squeeze the heel in, and extend the leg up. Press your left heel up to the sky. You can press your hands into your thigh, press your thigh into your hands. Gives you a little bit more ability to extend through the left heel. Okay, and let's do that 4 more times. Bend your knees, squeeze heel to bump. Press through your heel, extend your leg up like you're going to stand on the ceiling. Again, bend your knee, squeeze. Press the heel up. Bend your knee, squeeze. Press your heel up. One more time, bend the knee, squeeze. Extend your leg, press the heel up to the sky. And then bend your knee, stretch your left leg out in front of you. Might have done an extra one there. Arms overhead, legs out in front of you, big stretch, full body. Listen carefully here. Grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and start to arch over to your left side. So you're pulling on your right wrist with your left hand, and you're kind of curling your fingertips, your torso, over to your left a little bit. This is called banana asana, believe it or not. And you can get a little bit more of a stretch here by crossing your right ankle over your left ankle. Pulling your right arm towards the left. We're going to do this 2 times. So for now, let it go. Come back to center. Uncross the ankles. Grab your left wrist, please. Side bend over to your right. Tugging gently on the left arm. Keeping your legs active. Stay exactly as you are. You should feel a length to the left side. Or for a deeper stretch, cross your left ankle over your right ankle. Keep gently pulling over to your right side. We're going to get a chance to do this one more time and go a little bit deeper if you want to. Release it, come back to center. Arms stretch over your head, legs reach out in front of you. This time, walk your feet over towards your left, towards the left side of your mat. Grab a hold of your right wrist, side bend to your left side. It should be a little bit of a deeper stretch. If you want more, cross your right ankle over your left ankle. And come back through the center. Arms stretch over your head. Walk your feet over towards your right side of your mat. You can keep them just as they are. Grab your left wrist, side bend to your right side. Pull on your left wrist. And if you want a little bit more, cross your left ankle over your right ankle. And you should be getting a nice stretch through your side body, even a little bit into your back. Breathe. So one of my favorite poses to do, banana asana. It's really nice grounding side bend stretch. Come back through to center. Uncross your ankles. Stretch your arms out. Stretch your legs out. Big breath in. Bring your right knee into your chest. Okay, we're going to use that strap of ours now. Grab your strap, belt, towel, whatever it is you're using, and loop it around the bottom of your right foot, please. Loop it around the bottom of your right foot. That's it. Good. Everyone extend your right leg straight up to the sky. Hold on to the strap with your right hand. Hold on to whatever it is you're using with just your right hand, please. Reach your left arm out towards your left and start to walk your right hand as high up your strap as you can, whatever it is you're using. Extending your right arm up as high as you can towards your foot. Holding onto the strap with your right hand, strap, towel, whatever it is. I'm going to keep calling it a strap. You're going to open your right leg slowly, slowly, slowly out to the right side. Now, here's the trick of this. Make sure you're not doing it fast and using momentum. Offer a little bit of resistance as you lower so that you're building some muscular awareness here. And make sure your left hip isn't lifting up off the ground. So this probably means your right foot will not come all the way down. It's okay. Hold on to the strap. Press out through the heel of your right foot. Breathe, extending your right leg out to the right. And it's okay if the foot isn't all the way on the ground. In fact, I prefer if it's not. Right leg is hovering out to the right, and your left hip is all the way down. Go ahead and bring your left hand to your left hip or thigh, and just push down a little bit. Make sure that left hip stays nice and anchored. A couple more breaths. Re-extend your left leg out to the left. Breathe. All right, lift your right leg back up to the sky. We're gonna take it into a twist. Take the strap now into your left hand. Open your right arm out to the right. Slowly extend your right leg over to the left. So it's not just gonna fall and drop in. It's a slow, controlled action. Right leg moving to the left for a twist. This time, the right foot will probably come all the way down to the ground. It's okay if it doesn't. Just work to the place where you feel the excitement of the stretch, the joy of the stretch, without any pain or tension being felt. It's a fine line we walk sometimes between finding that little bit of discomfort, moving through it until we can create joy, we can create space, and recognizing pain as a point of going too far. Just check in now. This shouldn't hurt. For me, it's a really great feeling of release in my low back. You get a nice stretch through my outer right hip and glute area. Back at the right thigh, the hamstring also stretching. You should also mention that if you need to bend the right knee a little bit, that's fine too. We're gonna hold it here for about 2 more breaths. This is a really good feeling pose. Breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Take your chin towards your right shoulder. Chin towards right shoulder. And we'll lift the right leg back up, please. Take the strap now in both of your hands. Here it comes. This is going to be very much like a splits on your back. Bend your elbows towards your ribs and guide your right leg in closer towards your body. It's okay if the knee's bent a little bit, but work hard to press out through the right heel as if you were going to stand on the ceiling as you guide the right leg in closer towards your body. Please don't forget about your left leg. Stretch out through your left leg, stretch out through your right leg. One more time, bend your elbows a little bit more. Oh, that feels really good. Please slowly release the right foot from the strap, lower the right leg down. Let's get right into the second side. Hopefully, actually take a moment. Feel the difference now between the right and left side. Let's see if we can find some balance. Bring your left knee into your chest, please. Hook the strap around the bottom of your left foot. This is called Supta Padangusthasana. Extend your leg up to the sky. Bring the strap into your left hand, please. Hold it here. Press up to your left heel. The strap is in your left hand. Walk your left hand up the strap as close to your foot as you can so that your left arm is fully extended. Now, flex the toes. Left leg is going to start to move over towards the left, keeping the leg as straight as you can. Slowly, slowly guide your left leg to the left. Guide your left leg to the left. And you're going to pause when you start to lose control of the lowering action. If you're starting to feel your right hip roll away from the mat, you've gone too far. Keep the right hip down. If you're starting to lose control of the connection of your hand on the strap, you've gone too far. Lift your left leg up a little higher. What's important here, more than forcing the edge, is creating control and intention. Tone your thighs, extend out through your legs, press out through your heels, left leg reaching to the left. Just 2 more breaths. You can try bringing your right hand to your right hip, pressing down, keeping the right hip anchored. Then re-extending the right arm out to the right. 1 more breath. Please lift your left leg back up to the sky. Take the strap now into your right hand, and we'll take this twisting motion. Extend your right arm up as high up the strap as you can, and let your left leg start to move towards the right. It's not just gonna drop or fall. We're moving with control. That's part of being grounded. It's that controlled action as you move into the twist. This time your left leg may come all the way down, and that's fine. Make sure you're still breathing deeply. Make sure you're still present in this moment, not letting the mind drift or wander. Breathe as you extend. Stretch out through your legs. Stretch out through your left fingertips. And if you can, take your chin towards your left shoulder. is twisting a little bit more into the spine. Now the cervical spine, the neck is also twisting, giving you release of the whole spine. Couple more breaths here. Stretch out through your legs. Stretch out through your arms. Chin to shoulder, breathe. One of my favorite poses is this twisting action as well. It's just an amazing release for the low back. Great way to create space in the outer hip and glute. Let's lift the left leg back up, please. And now for the last stretch on our backs like this, you're gonna bring the strap into both hands. So holding on to each end of the strap with your hands. Please bend your elbows, guide your left leg in towards your body as best you can. Legs are active, press out through your feet. Bend your elbows and guide your left leg in towards you. It's okay if the knee is bent, but work to push through the feet regardless. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly unwind, bend your left knee, remove the foot from the strap, extend your left leg out in front of you. Stretch your arms over your head. Please take a big breath in. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Rock forward. We're gonna rock all the way forward and up to standing, please. Very few standing poses today. Stand all the way up when you're ready. Take your time. Once you get to standing, take your feet about hip distance apart. Make sure the sense of being grounded still exists. We're going to lift the toes up off the ground, flex your toes. Now see if you can lower down one toe at a time. Pinky toe. So they don't have really names, right? The one that's next to the pinky toe, the middle toe, the pointer toe, and the big toe all lowered down. Keep pressing down through your feet, stretch the arms up to the sky. Big stretch up, reach through your fingertips, side bend to your left side. You can grab a hold of your right wrist and reach over to your left. Keep pressing down through your feet, retain that sense of being grounded. Come back up and grab your left wrist, side bend to the right side. This practice of being grounded is just the reminder that we have agency over our ability to be grounded, to be energized, to feel like we have control, or to feel chaotic. Come back up. So whenever something external strikes us, remember this practice. We have the ability to ground ourselves. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down. We can use our breath. We can use the reminder of the firm ground beneath us. We can use movement if we have access to it. Please step your right foot way back behind you. Lower your right knee down to the ground. Good. Travis, it's probably easier if you fold first, then step back. Yeah, so fold in first, then step your right foot back. Lower your right knee down to the ground. If it's lifted, you're going to bring both of your hands now inside of your left ankle. So your right knee is down. You've got both of your hands down, and the hands are on the ground just inside of the left ankle. This could be a pretty deep stretch. It might border on feeling energizing. So let's modify just so we can continue the theme of grounding. If it's feeling too taxing, too strenuous, where you're feeling like, uh-oh, I'm losing my sense of grounding here, bring your right knee in a little bit closer. If you feel like, okay, going deeper is actually helping me feel more connected to self, walk your right knee back more. So just depending on who you are and where you're coming from, this practice of grounding can be very individualized. If you want more, maybe you want to feel lower to the ground, maybe you want to go in deeper to see where you're capable of, walk your right knee back a little bit more. We're going to add one more layer to this as we hold it for a few more breaths. If you're good on your hands, stay on your hands. If you want to work your right forearm down to the ground, it's going to take it deeper. So just be aware that moving deeper might not be exactly what you need today, but it's an option. It's always an option, right? You can always choose to go deeper, to explore, to grow. Doesn't mean we have to take it every single time. If you feel good here, you can maybe come down onto your left forearm. That's going to take it yet deeper. You might realize that's deeper than I feel like going today, so you just come back up onto your left hand. And if it feels good, push down into your forearms, feel the ground beneath you, extend out through your heart, lengthen and breathe. Generally speaking, the more space that we create in the body, the more opportunity we have for deeper breath. Pull your heart forward and breathe deeply until you feel the back of your ribs inflate with breath. We're going to be here for 5 more breaths, and this is a pretty deep hip stretch. If you need to come out of it, that's fine. Back of the ribs inflate, inhale. Full exhale. Back of the ribs inflate, inhale. Full exhale. 3 more on your own. Keep breathing deeply. Slowly make your way back up onto your hands when you're ready. And keep the feet and legs exactly as they are for now. We're going to extend the front leg now. We're going to straighten out the left leg. This is going to be a nice release of pressure, of tension. Left leg stays forward. Just straighten the left leg as best you can. My suggestion again will be to keep the hands down on the ground as best you can on the inside of the left ankle. This helps gives us a little more space for external rotation on the left hip. So listen carefully here. Flex the quadriceps. The muscles in your thigh are going to squeeze as if you're squeezing skin against muscle against bone. And that action should help stabilize the action of the leg. So you feel more solid, establishing more foundation. Don't lose that. Now imagine you're suctioning your leg into your hip, like you're retracting your left leg in towards your hip. For me, it feels like I'm dragging my left heel backwards without actually moving it. If you can maintain that, you've got a lot of great energy in this pose. Don't lose that. From the center of your hips, push out through your left foot, please, and fold in a little bit deeper. Maybe you start bending your elbows so that it feels like you're lowering your elbows towards the ground. Take 1 more breath here. Should feel pretty intense, but also very good, very releasing. Rock forward, come back into your lunge. Pick up your back knee, please. Tuck your back toes, pick up your back knee. We're gonna step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Right foot steps forward and to the outside of your right hand. Bend your knees and drop your hips, come into a squat. If you wanna bring your elbows to your thighs for a more supported squat, you can. Maybe that's not quite enough support. You can do hands to thighs. But if it feels good, lower your hips towards the ground and bring your hands to your heart. Palms together, thumbs at the center of your chest. Knees going wide, toes turned out and heels turned in. Good, Barbara. Turn your toes out a little more, Barbara. Yeah, that's it. Now start to lower. You got it. Breathe. We'll take 2 more breaths. Pasquale, lift into your chest a little bit rather than rounding in. Lift up. Yes, good, Pasquale. Same thing, Travis. Lift into your chest a little bit more. Nice, Ginny. Thighs wide. Get low, friends. Let's place the hands down. Forward fold. All right, 1 more step. Your left foot back behind you, please. Left foot steps way back. The goal here is not to overly energize or stimulate. We want to feel connected to self, grounded. Lower your left knee down. Reminder that maybe this is feeling too energized for our practice today. Not in general, but today, because the focus is on grounding, we want to feel like we can be stable and in control of the shape. So if you feel like it's a lot, it can be a lot in your left hip flexor and your right hip, go ahead and just bring your left knee in a little bit closer. And that should hopefully take some of the pressure and strain off the pose. But some of us like that little bit of challenge, connecting to challenge helps us feel more connected to self. Walk your left knee back. That's usually the turf that I live in, the territory that I live in. I like a little bit of challenge and stimulation. It does help me feel more grounded when I can exist in that bit of awareness of my limitation. So walking the left knee back a little bit more might help you connect more to yourself, which is great. Stay here or start to work your way down onto your left forearm. Now make sure you're not collapsing into your left side. You want to keep your left hip from dropping down towards the ground. Your left hip is working to be about the same height as your right hip. So Pasqua, pick up your left side a lot. Yeah, there you go. Ginny, so good. When you're ready, if you're feeling good, maybe you bring your right forearm down as well. We went into this really gradually to give ourselves lots of opportunity to feel what's happening. You're feeling a targeted stretch in your outer right hip and glute, hopefully. You're feeling a targeted stretch to the front of your left hip and thigh. That's your left hip flexor. We'll breathe here. Make sure you don't let your left hip roll down to the ground. Keeping as best you can, stable pelvis. In through your nose, out through your nose. Remember, the more space you create, the greater opportunity for deeper breath, which gives us more opportunity for grounding. Pull your heart forward, press into your feet, and breathe. In through your nose, out through your nose. What we're starting to realize is that there isn't necessarily a right and wrong way to do any pose. It kind of depends on what your intention is, what outcome you're looking for. If you want to feel more energized, you find a way to get there. Maybe making it longer, maybe extending more. You want to feel more grounded, you can get lower to the ground. You can press into the forearms and the feet. Connect to the ground beneath you. Stay centered on your breath, focused on what's happening from the inside. About now, we're starting to really feel the effects of the stretch, so stay with it. Breathe deeper and fuller. We're almost there. Nice, my friends. Come up onto your hands, please. And I would encourage you to keep the hands on the inside of the right ankle if you can, but slowly extend the right leg, straighten the right leg. Ooh, it's gonna feel good. Flex your toes and breathe. That's right. In through your nose, out through your nose if you can. We did a lot of this work on extension of the front leg already when we were on our backs. What did we use there that we can use here? Make your legs active. Imagine the skin hugging the muscles, hugging the bones in the legs. It's creating a strong sense of muscular awareness, muscular energy. Don't lose that. Press your right heel down and energetically drag your right heel back. Ooh, it should make it spicier. Right. Remember to be grounded as you expand from the center of your hips. Push out through the ball of your right foot. Fold in a little bit deeper. Good, Barbara. Nice job, everyone. Rock forward, please. Come back into a lunge. Pick up your back knee. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand and come back down into a squat position. Toes turned out, heels turned in. Lower your bum towards the ground as best you can. Lift into your chest just for a breath here. Beautiful. Slowly take your time and as many steps as you need to make your way down to seated. You can take as many, good Barbara, as many steps as you need to get there. Make your way to seated, legs out in front of you. How are we feeling so far, friends? Really stretchy, really open. The goal was to get that sense of expansion and stretch without generating too much heat. So that's sort of the way we get grounded. We're gonna lie down on our backs now. Taking a few rounds of bridge pose, we work the same action of opening and expanding without generating too much heat. Walk your feet in as close to your hips as you can. Arms are right by your side, your knees are bent and feet are flat on the ground. When you reach your fingertips, right, towards the top of the mat, you can graze the heels with your fingers. You want to bring your feet in pretty close to your hips so that your fingers are grazing the backs of your heels. All right, we're going to take this in 3 stages, so work it with me. Arms by your side, feet flat on the ground. Inhale, lift just your butt off the ground. Just the butt comes up. For most of us, the back is still down, just the butt is lifted. This is the first stage of the lift. What you're feeling here is a lengthening through your low back, hopefully. You're hugging your shins in and spinning your inner thighs down. It's going to take us to our next step. Keep spinning the inner thighs down. Now let's lift up the lower and mid back so that you still have your upper back and shoulder blades on the ground. All right, our last step is going to invite us to interlace our fingers behind our back if you can. And it's okay if you can't. Maybe you're just going to hook your thumbs, or if that doesn't happen, grab a hold of the edges of the mat with your hands. The last step is to press through the feet even more. Lift your outer hips and see if you can pick up your shoulder blades and come onto your shoulder ridges so that no part of your back is on the ground, just the feet, shoulders, and head. We'll breathe for 3, and it can be a lot. 2, and 1. Lower your hips all the way back down to the ground. Oh, gosh, I love the way that feels. So a nice back bend should give you freedom rather than limitation. As you lift yourself up, if you start to feel trapped, limited, pain, gone too far. Keep that sense of freedom in the pose. Let's take that same thing again, going up to those 3 stages. Arms by your side, press down into your feet, lift just your butt up off the ground, just your butt lifts up. You can lightly squeeze the glutes, hug your shins in, spiral your inner thighs down towards the ground, and lift your outer hips up. Lift your low back, lift your mid back, so that just your shoulder blades and head are down on the upper body. You can stay here or clasp your hands, press into your feet, wriggle your shoulders underneath you more, and lift up. Keep hugging your shins in and spinning your inner thighs down so that your knees are not going wider than your hips. That can be tricky sometimes. Just remember to squeeze in to lift up. Shortcut. Lower your hips all the way back down. Release it, relax. You can see we're not holding these for a long time. It's enough that we can open up the heart, open up the front body, counter some of the lunges and squats we did. 3rd time's a charm, right? Let's do that. This last one more time, going up 1 stage at a time. Arms by your side, feet flat, lift just your hips up, pause. Lightly engage the glutes, hug your shins in, spin your thighs down, lift your outer hips, now lift your mid back up. Interlace the hands behind your back, please. Press down, wriggle your shoulders underneath you, and if you can, lift your upper back away from the ground so that your head and shoulders are down, but your spine is lifted. Press to your feet, lift your hips, release the hands, and lower down to the ground. All right. So good, my friends. Place your feet at the edges of the mat, but keep the knees bent. And move both of your knees over to your right. Pick them back up and over to your left. After we do some deep back bending, any back bending really, we want to move into some twists before we curl into a ball. So rotation before flexion. Knees to the right, knees to the left. The next time the knees go to the right, just go ahead and keep them there, both knees at the right side. Bring your left knee to stack on top of your right knee. Look over your left shoulder, or take your chin towards your left shoulder. Breathe. Let's take both of our knees over to the left side again. So feet as wide as the mat, both knees fall to the left. Bring your chin to your right shoulder and bring your right knee to your left knee. Stack your knees. Breathe. Come back onto your back. This time, bring both of your knees into your chest, please. Give yourself a little squeeze. We're actually gonna rock our way back up to seated. All right, finishing up with just a few nice stretches to send us home. Bring your feet together and your knees apart. Feet together, knees apart. Back into a little bit of external hip rotation. Grab onto your feet, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, lift through the crown of your head. Push down into your seat. As you exhale, lean forward and fold in. Rather than pulling yourself down, think about tilting your hips forward. Right? Use as little force as possible and breathe. Soften your chin, soften your jaw. One thing that we tend to do here is pull the chin forward to take us down. Let's all bring our chin just a little bit into our chest. Move your chest forward towards your toes. Breathe. This is called Baddha Konasana, downed angle pose. Press your feet together. Chest towards toes. Inhale, come up to seated, please. Very nice, friends. Please take your left leg out to your left and bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. This is called Janu Shirshasana. You're going to turn your body so that your stomach and belly button are right over your left leg. Flex into your left toes. The toes pull towards you. Sit up as tall as you can. The crown of the head lifts up. And as you exhale, walk your hands forward towards your left toes, towards your left foot. If you can, grab your left ankle, your foot, and ever so gently round in your head towards your knee. All right, so again, we don't want to force it. When we're feeling that sense of force, of pain, you know you've gone too far. Just let your breath do a lot of the work. Hips are down. Breath is deep. Rounding in, head towards your knee. That's what Janu Shirshasana is. It's your Shirsha, your head, to your Janu, your knee. So Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. Slowly come up. All right, last pose. Let's switch sides. Take your right leg out to the right, please. Bring your left foot to your right thigh, Janu Shirshasana. Start to turn your navel towards your right thigh, over your right thigh as best you can. Sit up tall. Walk your hands towards your right foot and round in as best you can. Take your head towards your knee, Janu Shirshasana. There's a lot of ways to do this pose. Sometimes we extend into it, but today we're going to really rely on that rounding of the spine to help create a greater sense of release in the body. So releasing through it's called the superficial back line of the body, the fascia. Probably feel it, right? All the little bit of tightness as you stretch in your back, between the shoulder blades, underneath the shoulder blades. It's going a little bit deeper. The low back, right just above the hips. Head to knee. Slowly come up. My friends, awesome job. Stretch both of your legs out in front of you. Shake them out, please. Inhale, take your arms up to the sky. Exhale, reach forward through your fingertips and fold in. It's okay if your knees are bent. Grab a hold of your ankles or calves or feet, wherever you reach. You can also grab a hold of the strap that you had, loop the strap around the bottom of your feet, and just really gently guide yourself in. Soften your chin, your neck, your jaw. In fact, yeah, good, Pasquale. Let your chin kind of drop in towards your chest a little bit and fold. And take 2 more breaths here. When you're ready, slowly roll down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Reach up and grab your feet. Happy baby. You're holding onto your feet. Your thighs are wider than your torso, than your stomach or your ribs. You're pulling your thighs and knees down to the ground outside of your ribs. They won't get there. It's okay if they don't get there. It's totally fine. But energetically pull down and breathe. You can rock out a little side to side. It feels pretty good. Go for 3, 2, and 1. Release the feet down to the ground. Slide your legs out. Reach out your fingertips out wide like you're about to give someone a big hug. Breathe in. Shavasana. Exhale, lie back and relax. Let yourself fall into the ground beneath you. In this moment, you are free to give up any stress or tension that's followed you to this moment. Even if you just put it down for the duration of the vinyasa, you're welcome to pick it up afterwards. You have the freedom to be free in this moment. It feels good to be right here, right now. You might continue to lie on your back and just enjoy this freedom, this security and support you get from the ground beneath you, from yourself, from within. If you're ready to move and take this discovery of freedom, this awareness of ability to ground and energize, you can start to move. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll out your wrists and your ankles. Stretch out your arms, stretch out your legs. Take a big breath in. Side out, let it go. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And rock your way gently, slowly up to seated. You can rock over to your side first and then press yourself up, or just roll on up. With your hands together at your heart, please sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. Yoga is a practice of remembrance. It's not as though anything we did today was just this huge revelation of new information, but instead we are reminded of our agency, of our ability to be connected to ourselves, to ground, to check in, move slowly but deeply if we need to move honestly and compassionately. We recognize that ability to ground, and we notice its opposite. We can energize if we need to. We can expand, we can build, we can grow. It's our choice, and it's our power to do both. So move from this practice today feeling empowered with the knowledge, the remembrance of your ability to be grounded or to energize as you need, as you see fit. And I thank you for sharing your energy, your practice with all of me, with all of us today. I'm going to close with one Om. Exhale your breath out. Inhale for Om. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for practice. I bow to you. Thank you so much, my friends. Again, so grateful for you being here, for you showing up for practice. As always, your practice is my practice. So thank you again. If you have questions, comments, requests, feedback, please reach out to me. You know how to find me, Steven at Steven Arcos Yoga. Anything you can offer in terms of what you'd like to do, what you want to do, what worked, what didn't work, helps me go and develop this practice. So please feel free to reach out. And lastly, if you have the ability to give, you can reach me through PayPal, paypal.me/Steven Arcos Yoga. And if you need to, you can just email me, Steven at Steven Arcos Yoga, and I'll hook you up with the site. Thanks again, and see you next time.
Thanks a lot, Steven.
Thank you.